Hello everyone. Today in this video I'm going to discuss about disaccharides. So disaccharides means two sugars. Okay? So disaccharides are made up of two sugars and the most common disaccharides are sucrose, lactose and maltose. These are formed by the condensation reaction where one molecule of water will be released during joining of two monosaccharides and the bond will be called as glycosidic bond. So first one, that is lactose. So lactose are formed by the condensation of glucose and galactose and the bond formed between these two are known as beta glycosidic bond, that is beta 1,4 glycosidic bond, that is beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. So first we will see how the bond is forming. So here you can see in this picture, this one is galactose and this is the glucose. So this is carbon number 1, this is the carbon number 4. So carbon number 1 of galactose and carbon number 4 of glucose, they are involved in forming the beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. Okay, so here the arrangement, you can see the cross like structure. It is the beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. Okay, now we will see this beta 1,4 glycosidic bond are unable to be digested by some people. Therefore many people are lactose intolerant. Okay, so they cannot digest this lactose. Okay, because it contains the beta 1,4 glycosidic bond and few people are not able to break down this beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. That is why they are lactose intolerant and they suffer from the intestinal cramping, that is intestinal pain and bloating, formation of gas due to incomplete digestion. So they should take curd instead of milk because the curd will have lactic acid instead of lactose sugar, because while converting of milk into curd, that lactose will get converted into lactic acid and lactic acid is not harmful. It won't cause any cramping or bloating. Okay, now the sucrose. Sucrose is found as common table sugar. So whatever daily we are using as sugar, that is only the sucrose. Okay, so sucrose is found as common table sugar, whatever we are using as sweetener in the tea or any recipe that we are doing in the kitchen. So this is the common sugar. It is composed of glucose and fructose linked via alpha 1,2 glycosidic bond, and sucrose is an excellent preservative because it has no reducing end. Okay, it does not have any reducing end or reactive like other sugar. That is why it is not reactive. It won't react with any other compound that may be present in the medium. Okay, so it acts as the preservative. So glucose is joined to carbon 2 of the fructose. Neither of them is able to open or react with other compounds in solution. So it is for this reason sucrose is an excellent natural preservative. And sources of sucrose is sugarcane, sugar beet, maple syrup. Now here you can see that how sucrose is forming. So this one is glucose, this is fructose. Here carbon number 1, that is anomeric carbon, and carbon number 2 of fructose. Both of these will release the, you can see in the red mark, hydroxyl group and one hydrogen from here. These will get removed as H2O molecule and this oxygen that is remaining here will form the glycosidic bond. Okay, and here you can see both the anomeric carbon, these are the anomeric carbon, right? So these are involved in bond formation. So there is no free anomeric carbon or functional group to do any kind of reaction. That is why it is what? It is an excellent source of preservative. That is why we are using it in jellies and jams. So it acts as sweetener also as well as preservative also. Now the maltose. Maltose is composed of two glucose molecules joined together by alpha glycosidic bond. So maltose is uncommon in nature. It is not found generally in the nature. It can be formed by the breakdown of starch by the enzyme of mouth. So in mouth saliva is present. So liquid kind of thing that we feel in our mouth is saliva, and saliva contains so many enzymes to break down the starch. So when we eat bread, wheat or any cereals, rice, etc., or you can say potatoes, so starch containing food, whatever we are eating, it started digesting or breaking down in the mouth itself. So its digestion happens in the mouth itself, not complete digestion, but the starting of the digestion process occur in the mouth through saliva, because saliva contain the enzyme, especially the amylase enzyme that will break down the starch, and these disaccharide maltose will get broken down into what? Starch will be broken down into maltose. Why? Because starch is made up of glucose, right? Starch is polysaccharide. Starch is made up of glucose unit. Glucose is the monosaccharide, and when the two glucose molecules are bonded, they form maltose. So while breaking down, maybe the disaccharide form may get formed while breaking down the starch molecule into simpler, smaller molecule by the amylase enzyme that is present in the saliva of our mouth. Okay, so it is composed of two glucose molecules joined together by alpha glycosidic bond. Maltose is uncommon in nature, and it can be formed by the breakdown of starch by the enzymes of the mouth, and it can be used to produce alcohol or ethanol by the process of fermentation, and the fermentation process is carried in the presence of yeast cells. So yeast cells will utilize the source of maltose, it will digest it, and it will convert the maltose into alcohol or ethanol that is secreted, may be secreted from its cells. Okay, so here the structure of maltose, it is very simple. This one is alpha D glucose, this one is also alpha D glucose. Here you can see why alpha, because on anomeric carbon this hydroxyl group is below the plane. Okay, here below the plane, that is why it is alpha. If it would be above the plane, then it might be called as beta glucose, but here alpha D glucose is taking part in condensation reaction to form maltose. So here also carbon 1 and carbon 4 of the next glucose is forming the bond, that is alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. So these are the three main disaccharides that you all have to memorize and remember and understand. Okay, so take care and bye for now.